everybody! Welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is Vdiffuser. In our last episode, we found out Manfred von Karma is a lot more tied to this than we thought. All of this is revolving around the DL-6. It's time for us to really get to the bottom of this. This is it, Judgment Day. Things are gonna get settled at last. A lot of things. What? What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn away from my running with a stun gun yesterday. Today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry. Thought you'd cheer up with a little pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge? Maya, use discharge. It's super effective. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Hoo-yah, pal! Who's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear, as promised, I captured our runaway caretaker. Just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got in the way and I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that's gotta be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. Here's the big one. The one for all the marbles. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Very well. We've reached the final day in our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted he was the murderer. The caretaker has yet to confirm this. I'd like to cross-examine the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Well, he's making us do the work. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where the witnessed the incident. In addition, he has no memory of his name and identity. Why'd you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. That incredibly amount of bullshit, and we're going to demonstrate why. Now get up! I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for policy. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I'd need one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Alright, we only have the fourth one to press. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm gonna prove it. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you know you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified he clearly does no idea who he is. If you claim he's lying, show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Wright. Please continue. Let's see. How can you say I have no motive? I say you do. Please don't make me repeat myself. Might I say something? You've been saying the same thing over and over now. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness said he has nothing to do with this and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Now this is interesting. I'd like to know myself. So who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Tell us this witness's name. His name is Yanni Yogi. Former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi! From the DL-6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, he has a clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more, the witness has lost his memory. So what? You can fingerprint him. How are you going to do this? Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, that makes sense. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. The witness has no fingerprints. What? No fingerprints? Yeah, you see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingers working with this stuff. Yep. Bullshit. You sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints... I guess will not be able to prove his identity. No! Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided. No. No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. I can't let it end like this. There's to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do we do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, eh? Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. You're not gonna... Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I'd like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order! Right, really? What do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Did you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Mr. Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Ugh. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, I hope you're ready for the consequences. This is crazy! Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yep, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I'll cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. I can't believe I'm saying this. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who's your honor? Please testify for us. Hello. Oh, God. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you can't just say hello and get us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Have we forgotten? He would retrain the pit. Let's see, I think. Have we forgotten anything? Holly, have we forgotten something? Hello! That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Uh-oh, it's not working. She won't say it. Why won't she say it? Because Von Karma fricking retrained the bird. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten something? What's your name? Polly, what's your name? Polly! I think we've established the parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her? Yes, it does. Fascinating. You claim the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof. We're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Let's see. The DL-6 case file. DL-6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? Let's see. Suspect data. Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Ow! Yuck! Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that's possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Best get away from that one. Indeed, alone it's a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I gonna find that? We're getting closer! One more! And we know which one. What is the safe number? What's this a safe number to... 1228! 1228! My, what a reckless parrot. You aren't claiming his number as something? Yeah, it sure does. That's why I had her say it. Bah, ridiculous. How can a number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? We know what to do again. The DL-6 file. What's this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number? I believe that is case summary. It's on the case summary page. Specifically the date on which the DL-6 incident occurred. December 28th. Well, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL-6 incident as a number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set the secret numbers to dates. Ah, that's not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to the 0001 because I'm number one. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's all right. There he is. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi! So was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really. He didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years ago later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I've no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma? Where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you're cleared of this suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? Von Karma's taking it really well. I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Good on us. That is all. Court is adjourned. Oh, what now? Did someone just say objection? Of course, that's the series trademark. It wasn't Von Karma. That means it was Edgeworth. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we've heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell him he was the murderer in the DL-6 incident. He's going to tell him he killed his own dad. No matter what you do, I think we're going to have to raise an objection. The judgment's already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Did something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean the incident where your father died? From the incident, distance of shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL-6 incident, it was me! Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL-6. The statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me! Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Ah! It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here. Right now. We try this man for a crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Yeah, boy. I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad? I don't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy! Nick, what are you doing? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth's innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is here in the court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight's just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Alrighty. With that, I'm going to cut it here. And I will see you guys next time. Later.